Hello, Joe. Welcome to another week, another fabulous episode.
Yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. You look like you've got a jumper on. Is it a bit chilly down there?
Just a little bit, not as chilly as last week, Joe, but it's still winter is coming.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we've had our fireplace on for the first time. So,
Love it.
something cathartic about having a fire, don't you think? Mm.
I've never had one, Joe. I wouldn't know.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes. So, yeah, I like having the fire on. It feels like brings the ambience and I don't know, it feels so nurturing and nourishing to sit in front of the fire with a cuppa. Quite
Well, it's
love
very
it.
interesting, Joe, because I watched a documentary once. I know we're going way
Mm.
off track from what we're talking about, but I
Well,
watched
that's
a
okay.
documentary once, and wood, particularly tree wood, what's the only wood you have, right? It holds
Yeah.
the energy of the sun. That's why when you light it,
Ah,
the heat comes because the heat is
yes.
trapped in the wood from the sun. So that's why when we have bushfires, the heat gets up to 2000 degrees because the energy that's trapped in the tree from the sun is being released. So when you
Mm.
have a fire at home, you don't put a lot of logs in, but it's going to be enough so that the heat that you feel is warming you out, and that's from the sun. So it's got to be good for you.
Yes, yes, I love it. So,
What are we talking about
yes.
this week, Joe? What are we doing this week?
Well, this week we're going to talk about intentions, I think. I
Love it.
and how I with some of my clients, like with astrology, like Taurians are going to have an amazing next 5 months because everything's in alignment for you, like if that makes sense.
Yep.
And I've got my sun, moon, rising. I'm a Taurian in my astrology. But, one lady goes, "Oh, it's just going to work for me." And I went, "But you can't stay at home and just hope. You have to have intentions. And so lots of people are stuck in the woe me, but you got to do stuff to make your life better. You can't just hope that someone else will do it for you because that's not going to happen. No one will rescue you.
Yeah, nobody's
So,
going to save you. You got to do it yourself.
no. And the other thing is that sometimes you've got to also be careful about who you're getting advice from. So, I've had a few clients and they've gone, "Oh, my best friend or my friend." And I've gone, "Talk to me about that friend. Are they living their best life? And are they the most positive person in the room?" She goes, "No." And I go, "Don't take advice from that girl." So, do you see
That's
what I'm
really
saying?
valid. That's really valid, actually. What's there? Where are they? Are they happy with their life? Are they, kicking goals? No. So why would I want to listen to that? Did you hear that, viewers? Why would you want to listen to that advice?
Yes.
Right.
So, yeah. So, have you had that in the last little few months about with clients and things about their intentions and then their actions for what they're wanting to achieve?
That's very interesting, Joe, because I set an intention when before they come for a reading or a healing, I set my intention for the client, what I want to achieve with that client. And the first question I will ask them is, what's your intention for having a session today? And so it's
Mm,
like, I need to know what you're wanting from this. What do you want to have happen from this? What do you want to
mm,
release from this? So I
mm.
do it like that, but I'm finding in my personal life, I'm using intention more and more and more every day. I'm setting up a system where it's just like, I intend for this to happen, make it happen. I'm intending for the universe to do this for me, please make it happen. I'm intending for 10 clients next week, and I'm going to put out my advertising, and I want it to attract that, and then it will happen. So I
Yes.
think you're on the money that we can't sit and wait. But we also have to have intentions like, I'm going to create this for myself. I'm going to make this work for myself. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yes. Yes. And I often, when I wake up, I don't ever reach for my phone. I'll always chat to my team, my spiritual team, and go, "Okay, guys, this is the intention for today." And often I've got a really busy life and I fit a lot into my day.
Mhm.
And I feel like with my intention, not that I can manipulate time, because who can do that, but I
But
do
you
feel
can,
like,
Joe. So let's stop you
yes,
right there. With intention, you can. My intention is
yes,
to
that's
speed
right.
up this day because were you going to go there?
What's that?
Was that where you were going to go with that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. But I
sorry,
love that
Giles. I
you're
cut you
saying
off.
that.
Go for it.
No,
Go, go, go,
not
go.
at all. Yeah. No, no, you say it because yeah, it's the same. We think alike, us two.
We do.
We're
You
like
and I, and
two
we
peas in a
both get so
pod.
passionate about it, Joe.
Yes.
But you can, if you're in a mundane situation, you're at work and there's no customers, whatever it might be, you say to them, all right, let's just speed up the next 3 hours because I want to get home quickly. And then when you get home,
Yes.
it's like, okay, well, let's slow it down again so that I can enjoy my time with my family or wherever I might be with my friends, whatever it is. Yeah, I do that a lot. I used to do that a lot where I used to work. Heaps.
Yeah. So I think it's also about, making the best of your time. The old saying, if you've got to give a job to someone, give it to a busy person because they'll get it done
True. That's very true. Because
because
they'll
they've
find
got
the time. The intention is, I'm going to
correct.
get this done as well. I'll find the time. Let's make it happen.
Yes. So I think it's just being the universe right now, people or humans are in this little precipice where there's going to be two different timelines, I believe. There's going to be a timeline for the negative Nellies and stuck in the shit pit. And then there's going to be a timeline that's going to start, or it's already happening, for the fifth dimensional people that are vibrating high. Things are going to fall into place really quickly for them. So it's just about all that sort of stuff where you've got to be careful because you don't want to be in the shit pit of woe me, everything's a disaster. Does that,
I
we
agree
don't want to be in.
100%. I get you because a lot of people are coming to me saying, my friends, I've been in this friendship for 20 years and it's now falling apart. Or,
Mm,
I'm not agreeing with what my friends are. So, and it's like, yes, because your intention is, I want the best in my life, but they don't have the same intention for you.
no.
Okay. And that's where
Yeah.
you're on the money. I say to them at the moment, a lot of my work is about setting people free. That's probably the nicest way I can say it. Setting people free because if they're not in your highest good, they're just pulling you down. And that's pulling you
Yes.
into the shit pit because you don't want to go there. If you've been
No.
in the shit pit for other lifetimes, you don't need to do it again. And you've learned from it, you
Mm-mm.
move on, you go into the happiness, the joy. So that's happened a lot. In the last month, I've had a lot of work about should I be cutting these people out of my life? And it's like,
Yes.
possibly if they're not in your highest good, this might be the perfect opportunity for you to reconsider what their role is in your life. And if it doesn't
Yeah.
serve your highest good, you just distance yourself from that person so that you can come back to a higher vibration and then they can just do themselves.
Mm. I had a situation when that has happened, and um, when that person has left, the amount of abundance that has flowed in has been incredible, and I couldn't imagine how that has happened. Like I kind of was like, oh, and even Elliot, it was like, wow, it's so different. Like it's changed the dynamics so massively, and I, equally wish that person so much love and joy for their life, but I didn't realize, like, how that could make such a big difference.
Yeah.
So it's and I always say with friendships, let the door gently close. You don't want to smash it on the way out because that's not good for anyone and it's not taking the high road, if that makes sense. But just be careful where you're taking advice. If my accountant, my mentor, everything like that, they have to be better than me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we had to change accountants, and the first question I asked was like, so tell me what you have. And he's gone, what? And I've gone, well, I'm not giving you, we've got things and stuff and businesses. And I was like, well, I don't want you to work with my money if you don't have any money or you haven't got more than me.
Yes.
And he,
Because
no one's ever,
you're in that role to make abundance for us. And if you don't have
yeah,
abundance, you're not demonstrating to me that you're working the most efficiently or most effectively with other people's money.
correct. So, and with my mentors and whatever, I've researched them well before I take advice from them.
Yeah.
And it's a big thing for people to um, when you talk to your friends, you can get into a habit of downloading all the shittiness of your life to your friends. Oh, you wouldn't believe what happened, blah, blah, blah. But I want you to think about only talk about the good stuff to your friends because then that's uplifting the vibration and it's going to bring higher vibration to your friendship.
Right.
I only have friends like, and I don't ignore when they've got problems. That's not my point. But I try and have upbeat friends that talk about their goodness in their life, not the Debbie Downers.
Yeah.
Because, well, in our job, people only come to us when they're upset
Yes.
and need guidance. So I
Yeah.
do not need personal friends like that.
No, because we're in it all day, every day. We're
Correct.
in
And I
that
love my job.
environment. Yeah,
Love
same.
helping people.
Same. And
Um,
I wouldn't give it up for anything. But there are people
no.
that are stuck in a program that woe is me. and they're just
Yes,
maintaining that lower vibration. And you're right, when you release these people from your life with love,
with
you've
love, lots of
any
love.
doors that have been closed around you because you've been in a lower vibration, then to start going, oh, you can now breathe because your doors are open again, and then the flow wants to come back to you. So intention is very, very powerful. I use it in everything I do. And, a very simple, basic one, and I've said this on this channel before, I intend for my life to be better than I could have ever imagined. Period. Simple intention. I intend for my life to be better than I could have ever imagined. Now, if you set that intention with the universe, it's going, yesterday was a great day, but we want better. And then you have a great day today. Yesterday was a great day. I'm having even better. That's what you're setting up for yourself. And that's where Joe's going with. If you're a Debbie Downer, you're going, oh, yesterday was a shitty day. I hope today's better. But it won't be because you've got that mindset that yesterday was a shitty day. You don't see the positives in your day. You've got to change your
Yes,
mindset. You've got to see the positive in everything, every
absolutely.
situation.
Mm,
So use your intentions and use them wisely, be
absolutely.
smart
And
about them.
yeah. And also with your intentions, often lots of people, I can't get out of my chair, but they're walking forward in life with their facing backwards, if that makes sense. So I kind of go, you got to look forward to your bright future, not look back on shoulda, coulda, woulda, that person did me wrong, married that wrong person. You know, often I'll get ladies sitting in my hot seat and they'll talk about something. And to me, I feel like, oh, it must have been last year. But they married this person 30 years ago and they're still blaming that person for their bad luck. And I go, what happened to the 20,000 other days between then and now? Like those were all your choices, not that person's because you married the wrong person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
nothing's
often
holding you
think,
there.
no. So I often go, you're going to look forward to your bright future. And what have I done today to make my life better?
Yep.
That's my thing all the time. What have I done? And what am I grateful for? When I sit on the toilet and I go, thanks God for putting on the toilet when I flush the button that I couldn't work, I wouldn't go very well if I had to dig my own hole. Let me tell
No.
you that.
And see, that's the thing. And that's where intention comes in,
Yeah.
and that's where gratitude and intention go very well
Yes.
together. If you're
Yes.
grateful for what you have, the universe goes,
Yes.
well, there's a respect. We're giving you things, and there's a gratitude for that. And you're
Yeah.
grateful that we're bringing it in for you. So when you ask and set an intention that you want something different, you want something better, the universe knows, okay, you're grateful, we'll bring you the gratitude and we'll bring it in for you. But if you
Yeah.
just take things, for example, like, I want more, I want more, I want more, the universe goes, well, are you really grateful for it? Are you really, or are you just, what are you doing with this? So,
Yeah.
my intentions are always in the highest good, particularly with my customers. I always finish my intention with, I want this to be the most amazing session that my customers have had.
Yes.
Period. So that I know that is what the universe is going to give me. As in, I want them to walk out empowered, uplifted, full of confidence, understanding what they've gone through, but also understanding where it's heading, where they're heading, with joy and happiness and love and laughter. So, guys, you've got to set an intention. Don't always be
Yes.
negative. So if you're going out to lunch with people you might not get along with, set an intention. I'm going to have the most amazing lunch today. Because you
Yes.
might surprise yourself. You might go, you know what? They were really good. I don't know what happened, but they were really good. You've set an
Yeah.
intention that that's the experience I want to have before you do it. So then that way, the universe has got time to prepare, and it might, they might win some tax lotto money. They might, get a scratchy, win $50. The lunch is paid for. It's easy. But that's what you've got to do because if you don't set that in motion, nothing's going to come to you. Okay?
Yeah.
If you do nothing, expect nothing. And that's what Joe
Absolutely.
was saying at the start. Start doing stuff yourself.
Yes, do stuff yourself. And then, when I drive to work, which isn't really work because I love what I do, but I kind of ask the guys, let's make a difference in the people that I'm seeing today's lives. Let them, a few different wordings to help them. Let's make a difference. And when I drive home, I generally always have that thing of, I think I've made a difference in their life today.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's really important. And then just be conscious of your intentions, guys, because now, right now, we're on the brink of a big change in the environment. So we want all of our people that are listening to us to be in the higher vibration with us. Come with us.
Correct.
Be on the
Correct.
high intention, the rainbow of life.
Correct. And when you give energy to intention, so your thoughts, you'll create. So
Yes.
be very mindful about negative intentions. Okay. So if you want
Mm.
harm for people or somebody's done wrong by you, so you might think, but not understanding what the full situation might be, if you set out a negative intention, please, please, please understand it's always going to come back to you. You'll
Yeah.
probably do some major harm to, not major harm, but you might, cause inconvenience for these other people. But
Mm.
that becomes karmic, and then that comes back
Yes.
to you. So please, 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 if you're setting intentions to, frustrate people or, if you're angry or something, don't do anything stupid. Take the high road, as Joe said. Keep your intentions positive because if you set negative intentions, always, 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 it's coming back to you. It will
Yes.
because you're
And
letting
you know
gratitude.
what? And it's kind of none of our business about karma and all that stuff. That's between them and God. That's really none of our business. And I say that all the time. That's not my business. That's for them to sort out with the divine creator, God, whoever they believe in. Um, I just have to look at how it impacted me and what I learned and um, the goodness or the silver lining of what had happened, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah.
Because I often go, I'll leave that in God's hands because that's only between them and the person.
That's the key,
And
Joe. And as
on
you
a
said,
technical level,
find the silver lining in any heavy situation. Find the silver lining. Don't go and throw intentions at, these people because you're not doing
mm,
anybody a favor.
no. And who's to say in a past life I was a little scoundrel, and that happened because it was karma to me. I did the bad thing in a past life.
That's
We really, we have a bit of an idea, but we really don't know what we were in past lives, do we?
correct, Joe. And that's the thing. It's always going to come back. So
Yes.
that's why always take the high road. Always sit with where was the lesson for me here? Don't point the finger at anybody or anything. Just sit in a situation that's heavy or dense for you. What is my lesson here? What do I need
Mm.
to learn from this? Is this just a case of I might have needed to find my voice? Is this a case that I just needed some clarity and they're giving me the clarity about what our relationship was or is or whatever it might be? Ask, and that's where
Yes.
the silver lining is. Ask yourself, what is my purpose in this? What is my lesson here? If
Yeah.
that's where you're
And
at.
I think, might not be in the first few days, but if you can find your way back to your heart center, that's the most important thing. And sometimes
Yeah,
with really big things that cut deep, it might take a little while.
yeah,
And it might be that the first week you only can sit in that heart-centeredness for 5 minutes, but you want to start, forgiving, releasing, so your heart can be full of love, for them and for forgiveness and to let it go.
yeah,
Now, sometimes you might not never know why someone perhaps ghosted you or whatever. And generally it's about their projection of their life as to what's happened.
hmm
I had a guy and he goes, I had to just cold turkey and leave her because I was just really so jealous of her. And I said, did you ever think that she will think that there was something wrong with herself? He goes, she was perfect. I said, but she doesn't know that.
yeah.
All
Did you
she
tell
knows
her
is that,
that?
yeah, you just stopped talking to her, blocked her, cancelled her, and whatever. And he
Yeah,
goes, oh, and you could tell he was like, oh, I didn't actually think about that. Why would she think that? She's perfect. And I went, but why wouldn't she? Do you see what I'm saying?
and
So,
that's exactly what this is, Joe. Find in a situation that's heavy or dense, find the flip side. Look at it from every perspective, and that's where you say
yes.
sit in the heart. And I understand that completely. The worst thing that human beings do when a situation is going down is they react. They haven't
Mm,
stopped and just paused. And that's
mm,
what the universe wants you to do. Stop, pause, don't react. Give it, as Joe said, give it a few days before you even say anything because it gives
yeah,
you time to calm down, gives you clarity, gives you a
yeah,
different way of seeing it. And at that point in time, that allows you to open up your heart space and say, I'll take the high road. That was very hurtful, but I have no malice towards you, whatever it might be. And let's just part. Let's just done. Do you know what I mean? So
yes.
yeah, set your
I
intentions that
always,
I'm not going to react harshly.
yes. And particularly if you're on the journey of a spiritual journey, your energy is higher than a standard person's. So I had to learn really early on in my life that I had to, um, I had to not react and I had to sleep on it before I said anything. Because if I say anything when the situation has happened, I've had, I reckon I've had 5 or 6 times where unintentionally, not, it wasn't because I wasn't spiritually evolved at that time, but unintentionally, I physically caused harm on that person because my energy, my wrath went to them, and then I made them sick. And it wasn't intentional. Once I kind of was like, oh my gosh, I could have done that. And the first time I was like, nah, it's just me. What are you thinking, you crazy woman? But then after a few times, I was like, oh, I need to bow down and walk away and go, you know what? I can't talk to you right now because I'm a bit cranky, and I might say, and I just say, I might say things I might not mean,
Yes.
and then you can't take them back. So
Yes.
now I sleep on it, have a good little think on it before and then I put a big buffer zone between me and the person. So then if I do get upset, I'm not sending my energy. It's hitting the white light of God's, if that makes
Yeah,
sense. So it's just important to be very mindful about your intentions and what you're setting. Really, really important in 2026.
I agree. And for those of you that do simple intentions, a lot of you will talk to Archangel Michael. You can set that up. How do I put this? You can set it up so it's automatic. So you say to
Mm,
Archangel Michael, every time I hop in my car, I want you to protect me. So that you do it once and then it's done. You might have to do it if you get a new car. Do you know what I mean?
yes,
So I do that all the time. When I've got clients in my healing room, the room is protected. It's in a bubble. Nothing can come in that's heavy or dense. My clients are
yes,
protected. I'm protected. If anything has to leave my client that's of a very a very low or dense energy, the bubble will remove it quickly.
mm,
So do stuff like that. So it's automatic. So, I'll go to the shopping center, Archangel Michael's going to protect me. Or I
mm,
go and, I'm going to the doctor, Raphael will protect me. Okay.
yeah,
Intentions can be set up in a way like that, that you don't have to do it every day. You don't have to do it every time you get in the car or every time you go out. Set it up so that it's like every time I get in the car now, from today onwards, Archangel Michael, you're there protecting me or whoever, my spirit team, whoever you deal with. Because that way it saves you a lot of time and saves you a lot of energy, but you get smart with it. Make it work for
yeah,
you.
yes. Yeah. So I think it's just like and we all have negative thoughts without a doubt. We're human, but it's just like when that happens, just go cancel, cancel that. I don't believe that,
Yeah.
or if you know, you get road rage or whatever and you want to send wrath to them, cancel that. They might be in a really big hurry. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
the other
And you
day
don't
I was
know. You don't know what that
no,
circumstance is, but you don't
no.
know the road rage. You don't know what you might have just saved them from. You don't know what they just
Yes,
saved you from. And
yes,
that's how you've got to look at it. That's how a spiritual person would look at a situation. You've just delayed me a minute, but what did you just save me from? You
yeah,
just delayed me a minute, but what did I just save you from? You'd never
yes,
know. You'll never know. But when you look at it like that, what that does automatically, it removes the anger. It removes the
yes.
frustration. What did you just
I
save me
love it.
from? What did I just save you from? That's how I look at stuff like that now.
All the time. The other day, I was behind this really, really slow old person, and I was like, oh my God. And I couldn't overtake them or anything like that because it wasn't appropriate. But then I was like, you know what? There's probably a police person up here, and I might have been speeding and I may have got a ticket. And then we've turned around the bend and there was a police car. So like I was
See?
sending love to that man in front of me that was doing 27 in a 50 zone, it felt like. So I was like, God
Exactly.
bless you.
But see,
So
there's always a purpose. And the thing
yes,
is, you've got to think, I don't know what's happening here, but what is the purpose of this? And there is a
yes,
purpose, and you'll never know what it is. But if you just honor it, okay, there's a purpose for this, and you just, okay, I can't change it. I'm going to go with it.
yeah,
You're in flow. You're in flow because that's what the universe exactly wants you to do. But if you're going to fight it, you're going to, get agitated by it. Not good. Not good.
not good. No,
Not good.
no.
So I like what
And
you do, Joe. I like that you get up every day and set an intention for the day.
yes,
And use that, guys. Use Joe's example there because if you've had a not so pleasant week, work, stress, whatever, get up and before you go onto your phones, because I sleep upstairs, my phone is downstairs, I'm not even near it. So if anybody calls me in the middle of the night, good luck, you're going to get me at 9 o'clock in the morning. Um, But set your intention, set up your day. My intention is for
Yeah.
my day to be amazing. I'm going to have an amazing day today. I only want to meet
Yeah.
amazing, uplifting people.
Yes. Yeah. So, and I often kind of go, guides, help me in the best possible way, because I often have a little to-do list to try and easily get all of this done today.
Yep,
So
yep,
even
yep.
today at the pottery shop, it was just quiet. We'd sold a little bit, and I said to the guys, "Look, I'm going to stay here till 5 o'clock because I still had to do some bits and pieces around the shop. If you could just bring a fair few people in, so we could just at least sell $500 this afternoon, that I would be really grateful in a perfect way. So because I don't want anyone to spend their money
Of
unnecessarily if
course,
they
of
don't have
course.
it.
Yeah.
Anyway, and it was hilarious because within like 30 minutes we sold $500 between 4 and 4:30. And
See?
the ladies were like, "Oh, we drove past, we quickly stopped because we saw that you're still open." So I was like, "Holy schmozzles." So yeah. So
That's your
instead of showing,
intention.
"Oh my God, we didn't sell anything," I was,
But
yeah,
that's an intention. You set the
yeah,
intention and you said to them, all right, let's see if we can get people in and we want a minimum of $500. Let's go. And you do
yeah,
it. And I do the same thing at the market, Joe. I want a busy day. I want to sell out everything. I used to do it with the salt lamps because I was tired of carrying 30-kilo salt lamps to and from the car after every market. And I'd say to the universe, what's my biggest salt lamp? That one. I was like, I want that salt lamp gone by 2 o'clock. Lo and behold, you set the intention, you let it go.
yeah,
Somebody comes up, how much is that salt lamp? It's just like, it's yours. And you sell it, you get rid of it. Or
uh-huh,
I'll say, I want at least 5 Oracle decks sold within the next hour. And people come up and, and you sell them. So this is where
yes,
you've got to get smart, but this is where you've got to have gratitude because you can't say, I want the Tattslotto numbers because it's going to go, ha ha, no. Okay.
mm,
But if it's in your highest good to have what they want to give you, they'll make it happen. Play
absolutely,
with your intentions, guys. Test it out. Set up some intentions and just follow what it does. Even if you write a little diary, your journals, write down, today I set an intention for this. And then at the end of the day, see if it happened. Write it down in the journal. Oh my God, this happened. I wanted to meet an amazing person. And guess what? I did. And it was this type of
yes,
person. So that you know it's working for you.
yeah. A really good example that just came to my mind was Elliot and I were going from Canada to LA, and then we were connecting a flight from LA to home. And there was a big debacle in the airports there. And I was like, in a perfect way, if you can help me jump the queue so I don't miss this connecting flight, because it was like we were definitely going to miss it. And this man came over and went, "Do you mind doing a swipe of all your luggage and a
Yeah.
swab of your mouth for drugs?" And I was like, I would be happy to do that. But tell me, if I do that, do I jump all this? He goes, "Yes, you do." I went, "Bring it on." Like, I mean,
See?
can you take Elliot to my husband? He goes, "Yeah, sure." So, and then we jumped the queue. Half of our friends missed the flight. But, and it was just that simple in a perfect way. So, yeah. Now, I know it sounds trivial, but it was just like, where everyone was vibrating, "Oh my God," in panic. And I was like, you know what? If I'm meant to go on this plane, the universe will provide for me.
Correct. And that's what it does. But you didn't drop your vibration and you set
No.
an intention. If the universe needs me to be on this plane, I'll be on this plane. And it will find a
Yeah.
way to make it happen. And then bang, instantaneously, there it is. You found your
Yeah.
solution. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
So
And
if you're not using,
sorry.
no,
Yeah.
you
And
go.
with intentions with goals, though, you've got to go, what have I done today to help the universe achieve my goal? So you can't just go, "I want to be or whatever," but you've got to also do things to show the universe that you're keen to do it. So intention's important, but also actions on you can't stay in your jammies on the lounge and hope that you're
Yes.
gonna whatever.
Yes. Action and
Yeah,
intention go well together.
correct. Oh,
Okay,
I love it, Charles.
set the intention, but then you've got to follow that up with some sort of action that will enable the intention to happen. So, like for you,
Yeah,
Joe, in that situation, straight away, if I was to do the swab test in my mouth and on the bags, does that mean I get to the front of the queue? There's your action. You
yeah,
communicated that. Yes, of course, madam. Of course, we'll do that. Yep, let's go. So it's not as
yeah,
if you're waiting, but if you're setting an intention, I want to be a millionaire, okay, you're going to have to find a financial planner. How can I generate much more income?
yeah,
Much more quickly. So your action would be, who's the richest financial planner? Let me try and get an appointment with them.
yeah. And you know the interesting thing about that you've just said there, Charles, about I want to be a millionaire. I get lots of girls that, or the ladies that come and want that. And my question to them is, I go, how much is that a month that you have to generate? And they'll be like, wow, I don't know. I went, it's 88,000. And I went, see, that's where the universe gets the cranks with people like that because you don't even investigate how much you have to sell per month. And I said, it's $22,000 a week. Oh, oh. So I said, I said, it's good to have those big goals. I love that. But you
Break it
also got to
down.
work on how am I going to generate $22,000 a week? How am I going to do that? What am I selling? Or what,
Yes. Yeah.
see
How
what
do
I'm
I make
saying?
that happen? How do I make that happen? So then that's it. You've got your action. I want to be a millionaire and I'm going to set that intention. But then I've got to break it down into steps. Okay. And if they haven't done the homework, the universe is going, and is that $1 million Australian? Is it $1 million American? Is it $1 million Italian lira? Is it Vietnamese dong? What is it? A
Yeah.
million dollars is general. And yeah. They've got to be people got to be actionable and you've got to be specific. And you've also got to help the universe by taking some of the steps. Because if you're not going to
Yeah.
do it, don't bother.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Love it,
And
Joe.
sometimes the spirit guides will say to me, this girl that's sitting in front of you is a coulda, shoulda, woulda, but never a doer.
Yep. And you get
Mm.
a lot of that, especially in the healing world, because they want to be healed, they want to do all this stuff. Yet a lot of people have an intention that I want other people to do it for me. I don't want to have to do it myself. Doesn't work that way. It's not going to work that way.
No.
So
And when people see me, I don't want to see them for 6 weeks. I give them homework and then I
yeah,
go and come back in 6 weeks if you wish.
yeah,
Oh, but the other healers I see them weekly. I went, no, because
yeah.
then you're going to only not think. You're going to
Yeah,
ask me all the questions.
exactly. I become your dependent. I'm not your psychologist. I'm not your psychiatrist. You need to do things
No.
for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
People get smart with intention. It wants to work with you, but be what's the word? Be
You have
smart
to be
about it.
accountable to yourself.
That's really good work. Be responsible. You're
Yeah.
setting up an intention. Be responsible, but be accountable for your actions as well. Because the universe won't
Yeah.
want to bring it. If you're a nasty pasty, it's not going to want to bring you stuff that you want just because you're a nasty pasty. If you do a lot of stuff that's good for the world, the universe will go, yeah, I'm going to bring that in for you because you do so much positive stuff. That's where you were
Yeah.
going before with the high road. Always take the high
Yes.
road. So set an
Always.
intention, universe, guys. Set an intention. I will always take the high road. In any situation, I will pause, I'll reflect, and I'll always take the high road. It's not
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. And sometimes when I want to react, I go, oh gosh, that's interesting. Huh. Where I might
Yes.
want to say a choice few words, but I go, that's interesting. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
And
But
that way
see,
then
that's
I'm not
interesting.
engaging.
Didn't trigger you. You might have been triggered on the inside, but you weren't triggered enough to react.
Yeah. Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah. So it's just that's my biggest thing for people in May, even though we're a little bit into May, but it's just yeah, be brave and try and change and be of
it.
higher vibration than you were
Yeah.
in April.
Yeah. Look at yourself. Look in the mirror
Yeah.
and just look at yourself. It's like, how can I be better? How can I do better?
Yeah.
So that's all it is.
Yeah.
I love that, Joe. Love it.
Love
All
it.
right,
I
guys.
love you.
Don't forget to like, share,
Yes.
and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications for when we do
Yes.
upload new videos.
Yes.
Anything else you want to say before we go, Joe?
No, I'm good. I don't have anything coming up. In the coming weeks, I will have some courses that I'm going to be doing in the back end of the year that I would love to promote.
Yep.
But yeah, what about you? Have you got anything?
Just got my workshop, the Italian folklore, which is the evil eye and
Oh,
energy healing workshop on May
love
23
that.
at Restoring Wellness from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets are selling fast and it's going to be a small, intimate group. So go onto the QR code, scan the QR code that I'm going to pop down below, have a look. And this is great. This is going to be something that's going to be quite interesting. There's herbal teas there. You're going to get like a little show bag. There's lots
I
coming.
love
So
sugar.
click on the link, see if it interests you. And if it does, bring a friend. Bring your best friends, bring your family, and then come and enjoy an afternoon, 3 hours. I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
Excellent.
Love it.
Excellent.
All
Well,
right,
I
guys.
loved our chat today.
Namaste. Bless
Yes.
you all. Thank you so much for joining us, Joe. Thank you for being an amazing co-host. And we
Yeah.
look forward to seeing you next time.
Excellent. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.